Testing 1 2 3. What's going on, fellow rogues? It's Maskmayor here, and once again we are back with more of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. So they're asking me for my time right here, and it's 8:45 p.m. So pretty much yesterday we found like a good chunk of the endings from this, in this game. It was a mix of like old content, from like the original version of Stanley Parable. We also found out that they changed up some of the old endings a little bit. I guess like kind of update it. Shoot, and I just realized hold up. Ah, crap. I'm hoping that well, I'm gonna see what. Thank you for setting the clock both times you boot up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. You're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about the experience. That's adorable. That's actually pretty cool. I don't even have any way of knowing the times you're setting correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. The bad thing is, I accidentally set the clock wrong. So now, just because of that nice little message right there, I want to go back and actually set it correctly. Okay, we're gonna, because I set it for AM instead of PM. It's 8 PM, 8:45 PM, or 8:46 PM now. Yeah, like I was saying, they changed up some of the old endings. And I also found like some of the new content. Almost split a scene. Laughing at some of it. Let's set this properly this time. All right, it is 8:46. Make sure, because they were so nice about that message right there. So I feel like I'm obligated to set it right. Thing is, I actually want to make sure I probably set it for. All right, there we go. It literally just changed to 8:47 right when I was saying that. Okay. And it remembered how 8:47 p.m. your favorite time of day. No, it's actually the correct time. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 8:47 is. Let's use another slide to find out. How accurate is 8:47? It's accurate. It's very accurate. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. Well, depending. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip a couple new ones up. Should be brave next time you boot up the game. This is hilarious. I'm loving this. Like, the fact that it's just so meta. Like, it's basically so fourth wall breaking. Okay. So I got an idea on some of the endings we can definitely, you know, go for and everything. There's like several that I'm coming up, like I had to do something real quick. Several that I recall from the previous game that I haven't actually tried to pursue. Some of them that I did with a particular plot item from the previous stream, which was the reassurance bucket. So I'm completely, I mean, I kind of feel like I definitely should go in and try to, like, you know, just go for like the endings I remember without the bucket, then try them with the bucket. So anyways, we're going to go and actually start. So the first one I'm thinking about, obviously, what was it? It was the, we didn't actually probably do the countdown ending from the previous game.
This is the
so I'm going to go after that one first.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building.
I like how the balloons are still there from yesterday.
Number 427.
Like they have not taken down the balloons, which I find hilarious. They just stay constant through every single reboot.
And he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and just start it since it's basically. Oh, there we go. Okay, so again, welcome back. I actually got a team called "Welcome Back." All right, we're gonna go for that countdown ending first.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
That they were gone just like last time.
Go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply.
All right, again, we're gonna leave the bucket alone for right now. I'll come back and get it, or I'll kind of like work with some stuff with that afterwards. Like I'm thinking about the countdown ending, the escape pod ending.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
how do you do the countdown? I think we go left. I mean, it would kind of like let us reassure anyway. I think we should be going the right way for the countdown ending. Like I said, I want to go and try to find these other things.
Yes, there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I mean, we haven't exactly got the original confusion ending yet either. I mean, I know we got it with the bucket. I could go down and try that, but we'll take care of that later. I'm going for the countdown first.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley
got on the first try.
To get through the story
Finally got the damn thing before he can finish it.
Didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy.
Hey.
So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
I felt called out, thank you very much. I actually have an anxiety disorder. Like, no lie, but... yeah, this sounds like porno music. Don't ask how I know that.
Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay. And also there's the one like for the for going up back up the elevator. I just thought about we could do that without the bucket too. We didn't do that before. That's another one. There's a few endings I'm thinking about here. Going downstairs and getting the confusing ending without the bucket. Doing this without the bucket, and then just, you know, what we're going for, which is the countdown. So, I mean, there's several things I'm thinking of to do.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest. As though
I mean, obviously we'll see as we go. For all I know, they might even change some of those endings up.
Of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
okay, we gotta turn it on, from what I remember. Wait, hold on. Is this right? Yeah, this is right.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Trying to just, yeah, we should be going the right, yeah, because I remember we have to shut the whole facility down. There's several things that's gonna like revolve around me coming
Now
back
the
this
monitors
way.
jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay, and
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't
I
be
mean, it
true.
is very like actually
Had
unsettling when
Stanley
you think
really been
about
under
it.
Someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was
Like extremely
happy with his
voyeuristic in a very
boring
creepy
job?
way.
That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept
he
it.
shan't believe
His
it.
own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I mean, it sounds to me like he actually pretty much lives in the office, so
Here was the
it's
proof.
not
The
outlandish
heart
to
of the
think.
operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert... Oh, Stanley. You didn't just activate the controls.
So basically, this is a bad ending,
After they
and
kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that.
I mean, I have done a lot
You
better.
don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode.
There's literally nothing on there to identify DNA. It's literally just a big ass on
How long
switch.
until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You
Now,
are the star.
honestly, truthfully,
It's
there's no
your
point even actually
story
going here and
now.
trying
Shape
anything
it to
because
your
I know for a
heart's
fact that there's
desires.
nothing that. Sorry, I'm
This
talking
is
here
much
while he's
better than
talking,
what
but
I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you.
basically,
about
there's
me,
no way to get out of
where we're
this.
going,
So
what all this means. I barely know where to
basically,
start.
since he's not gonna stop talking, if you pretty much trigger like
You'd
this
like to know where
ending,
your co-workers are. A moment
they
of silence before you're
there's
oblivious.
literally no way to actually stop
All right, I'm in
this.
a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course.
Yeah,
that
there's
was
literally
merely
like
in
all this stuff is
instance of
basically
the
here for
story.
show. There's no way to
Sometimes
actually
when
stop
I
the
did,
countdown. People
I
like
simply
thought
let
for
you
years
sit
there
there in
was a
your
way,
office
but
forever,
there's literally
pushing
no way to do
buttons
it.
endlessly and then dying alone.
So all I can do is just basically just sit here and just
Other
wait.
times, I let the
If I'm wandering
office sink
around,
into
just kind of break up the
ground,
monotony.
swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
I forgot he actually
These
extends
are precious
this.
additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow.
So it's kind of frustrating. He literally extended like almost 4 minutes.
Dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons.
Guilty,
No,
but
these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea?
I mean, I
what
have
your
beaten it
purpose in
multiple
this place
times.
is? Stanley,
He's office rocker.
you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death.
Well, no
You're only
shit.
still
That's what a
playing
bomb
instead of watching
does.
a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's
I mean, it does.
but I'm going to destroy
You know,
it first. So
Announcing
you
goodbye,
can't.
employee 427. I mean, now one thing that's good about this is it's a slog, but at least it definitely gives you, like, you know, time to actually appreciate the narrator. Because literally, you know, he just goes through and just says this whole monologue.
Desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke.
Okay,
And
well, it's
believe
basically
me,
about done.
I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever up.
And that's it. So yeah, it's literally, that's it. There's like nothing else out there. There's like any kind of epilogue to it. He literally just talks you to death, literally and figuratively. Okay, we're gonna go for the confusion one next, I think, because that was like the next one along the way. I'm trying to like remember the ones going through like each door, like the left door, the right door. I was really compelled to pick out that bucket right there. Okay, so we're gonna head over to the we're gonna go left, and we're gonna go downstairs and do the confusion ending, or which is also called the Mariella ending. No, the confusion and Mariella ending are two different ones. I remember now. There's two separate ones.
There was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's.
But this is the Mariella ending,
Stanley walked
I believe.
upstairs to his boss's office.
No, he's going downstairs. That's what I told him
Stanley
to.
just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had
Let's
he
do what we
taken
did last
the
night
risk?
with the bucket
All
one, the
because
bucket
he
version of
believed
this.
everyone
They didn't
was
change
bad.
anything. It's basically
His
going to be
boss
very
would think he was
similar, just
crazy. And then
minus the
something
bucket.
occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
I mean,
Stanley
look at this
pondered
game.
this,
Hardly
he
anything in
began
this
to
game
make
makes
other
sense.
strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
I literally said last night that I think in an update they could actually make where I had
Starting to
feet.
look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
When you really think about how everything in this game is gone, it kind of makes you think it could be a
To
dream.
have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job.
B4.
He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and
As long as you like
Stanley marveled
stars.
that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and
See, what happened was,
now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
thing is, this is another kind of a
While
slog.
he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that
yeah, good
he
luck with
was
that.
in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
If I walked a little bit to the left, I would have got to that door.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a
It's just this, and it just gets like right there. Just
someone tell me
actually, guys, kind of gets scary.
I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
All right, and now basically the actual ending.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon
I guess like the way they're trying to imply is either Stanley had a heart attack or he had an aneurysm.
She considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Basically, it's like, okay, I'm going to consider that I'm normal, but I'm just right here just watching this body, just looking at it, and just runs away without actually telling anyone that, hey, this man just died.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I'm going to try something and see if we can get this next one. If it's still possible.
When Stanley came to a set
I think we have to go left because we got to go to the boss's office for
the door on
this.
his left.
I'm going to see if I actually can pull this, do this again.
Yet there was not a single person here.
There literally never is. I mean, I'm like the only
Feeling
one
a wave
here.
of disbelief,
I'm always the only one
Stanley
here aside
decided
from
to
you.
go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, so I gotta be quick here, because what I can remember, you go in, you come right back out. It's not working.
Okay, I think we...
I did it. Wait, that's new. That's never happened before. The door never did that before. What the hell? Okay, that's a new one. So that's strange. Was the door supposed to do that? Okay, so I know like I was supposed to like actually trick the door and everything, but it never actually faded away like that. That was kind of creepy. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I think I might try. I think I might have summoned something. Okay, so we should be able to kind of like go back. Yeah, see it opened up this door right here. All right. Okay, yeah, so we were still able to get this one. Making sure there's nothing else here. I don't think there is. If I'm correct, this should be, I think, this may be the escape pod ending. I believe it is. I'm glad, like, at least, like, so far, like, all my ideas, like, for trying to go after the other endings have worked. Because, I mean, I was thinking about it long and hard last night, like, which ones I hadn't got yet from the original game. By process of elimination, that would kind of dictate which ones I can go for with the bucket. We should be just about there. I remember it does take a little bit of time to get up there. Here it is. Escape pod. Yeah, escape pod. Okay, there it is. Okay, so this is at least another ending. We got the escape pod one now. So that's 3 that we found already within like the first like 30 minutes of the stream. I think it's 3. Huh? Something was supposed to happen there, but that doesn't seem right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Wait a minute.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
I
memo.
guess sworn like something was supposed to happen right there with that. Kind of want to try it again, but I don't want to have to like walk all the way back up there. Okay, so something doesn't seem right. I could swear that was supposed to happen when I got on the escape pod. Okay, we did the museum one with the bucket. Let's try that without the bucket. How do we get to that again?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door.
Okay, we have to go down to the escape. We have to go down to the escape thing again. And we have to, like, you know, or like where we can go in to the mind control, but we go left. To the,
a wave of disbelief.
Yeah, okay.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a
Go up.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright, it's 2845.
Here's the door, just go.
He didn't give me a chance. He's still pissed off about the fact that I solved the thing before he could finish. Before. Hang on. I'm gonna piss him off. Well, it's close. I'm trying to put it in again just to make him mad. Alright, let's see. No. I'm trying to put in 2845 again, just to see what happens if I actually do enter it again. It's hard to see. No. Yeah. Because it's like it's dark, so. No, that's not right. He literally like turned down the lights where I probably keep me from doing it. I want to see if he actually was gonna do anything if I actually put it in again. Wait, there is the elevator one we can do too. Isn't there like the elevator one? I can't remember. Then there's like, yeah, we could do the elevator one. But let's go ahead and actually stick true to what I was gonna do originally, I think. I don't know, I kinda wanna do the elevator one, but I also wanna, you know, go ahead and do the museum one. I'm gonna try the elevator one real quick. We can do the museum one afterwards, because the elevator one we're already at it.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up.
I have a feeling he's probably getting pissed off at me again, knowing how things go.
Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office?
I'm just trying to annoy you
Good
now.
question. I just can't wait to find out.
I mean, I'm having such a good time doing this. Plus, I'm gonna get you back for blowing me up a bit ago.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the
He
office
changed the
again.
page.
This has fleshed out the
He
plot of the
disabled
story
it.
in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
I'm detecting sarcasm.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
You can just see the snark. He's pissed, and I don't care. I'm getting his ass back for blowing me up.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he? Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
That sarcasm is beautiful, and I love it. Like, you can just tell he is mad as hell with me right now.
Oh my god. It's the boss's office.
that little
This absolutely
fanfare.
changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
I appreciate you, Dave. What the fuck?
Okay, I'm ready.
And just for that, I'm going back downstairs.
Revelation and to move forward with no, wait, no. I need more time to process.
You son of a bitch. Now he's trying to get me back for getting him back.
All right, I have, of course, going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before.
Well, technically it's like
I had
2
no
minutes.
frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Well, you're gonna love the next one. I'm about to go back up. We got an ending this way with the bucket. I mean, see, if he really wants, he could just break the elevator. Since he's done things, since he literally like blew me up like a few endings back.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment.
See,
Don't you realize?
you could easily
It's
just
the
kept me from getting on. You could have broke the whole
anticipation,
elevator.
You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
Oh, I hate you.
There we go. Isn't this so much more
Oh my
exciting?
God.
You know, Stanley,
Now I'm
it seems
regretting
like
doing it.
Nowadays, the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible.
Well, what I want for you now is to shut up and speed this thing
Explosive
back
moments
up.
flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley.
No, this is a
What you
slog.
and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years. And it's really all because of you.
Okay, we're getting
You're
somewhere,
the
it
one
looks
who took
like.
this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over.
No,
Truly,
we're not actually. I don't know. It's
this is
just
unique
ladders
and different.
or stairs I
It's
can
not
get
like
to.
anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, though I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh good, we're here.
Oh, finally. Make sure I didn't grow a beard in that time. Okay, this is where we were
The room
before.
we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
Okay, so this is like literally world peace, baby. Stanley Parable Stanley. So see, this is a lot different. Because previously, last time it was pretty much just Stanley trying to do a press conference on, like, you know, why, you know, pressing the number 3 was like so important to him.
Are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart.
Break a leg, champ. Your boss.
Proud of you, Stanley.
I love the way you ride the
It
elevator.
looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
Break a leg, champ. Your boss. No one tells stories the way you do. Go get him, Tiger. Stanley, my true love for you grows every day. You make me feel alive. Your wife from the apartment. Like how they're just... Thanks for showing me that cool skateboard trick in the parking lot. You are too cool. Good luck on stage. Rock on. Congratulations, Stanley. Remember where you came from. What the fuck? That's hilarious as hell. Because when you think about it, I mean, what makes that so funny is the fact that literally throughout this entire game, you don't really see him interact with anyone except for Mariella, and he's dead when that happens. Other than that, it's just a narrator in his bucket. Wow. That was completely unexpected. I didn't think anyone was going to be there that time. They didn't show up in the bucket ending version of that. Museum, right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Okay, boss's office, go downstairs, get off the elevator, and then just keep going.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, so we get off the elevator this time, and this time we behave ourselves and actually keep going.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I know you said that. He's gonna go ahead and just let me go in.
Here's the door, just go.
He's still pissed over that. The fact that I solved it before he could finish that talking. I do recall that the museum one isn't really long per se. I mean, some of the build up to it kinda is.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
The hell you say?
Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Okay.
The door behind him
After we
was
do
not
this
shut.
one, I'm probably gonna go and go
Stanley
for the
still
right
had
door.
every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Just like Make sure I keep checking my YouTube chat as well. Make sure I pay attention to that in case anyone talks.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
I mean, literally all his vision was just pushing buttons.
Loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
That's dark. Right.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
So this is basically like a little concept area, like a making of little, like kind of like a
has
making
been
of area.
created for you long in advance. Death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Yeah, so basically this is actually a pretty cool little spot. I'm not actually gonna like really show any of this because, you know, for anyone who may not actually see it, may actually want to kind of check this out and get like, you know, an idea of it yourselves. Because this actually kind of speaks about a lot of the you know, stuff in the game. Remember correctly, and impeccable Kevin Briding is the narrator, which, you know, he definitely did like an absolutely phenomenal job narrating this game. But again, you can kind of like just go through here and just kind of like, you know, get like a lot of concept stuff, you know, from it basically. Where they talk about like cut endings and things like that, and you find like a lot of concept things. You know, it's really, you know, kind of compelling just going through and looking at this stuff. So yeah, it's definitely worth doing that. If you guys get this game, definitely kind of like just get this ending just for this particular, you know, piece right here. Because it is kind of intriguing just going through and just reading about like the actual development of the game.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Okay, now this actually...
Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose.
And it's over.
Don't let...
Splat. Okay. So that was the museum ending, if I remember correctly. I think that's what it's called. I'm going to start taking the right door this time. Because that's like the next best step, methinks. Like, that's where I can remember like some other things I can do.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance.
I'm trying to just basically go like do all of the original endings I can think of before I do anything with the bucket again.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
We go right.
he entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
We're going to go ahead and go straight, I think.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
It's incredible you didn't shut your mouth years ago. Okay, anyways, do we go up or we get on the lift? I can't remember if there's actually anything to do that way.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in
I'm gonna
your
go up here
trust
to
in
the
someone else can
apartment.
be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone
So I know
you've
there's
been
2 we can
neglecting,
get here.
Stanley.
There's
Someone you've forgotten about. Please stop
yeah,
trying to make
because obviously it's
decision by
these 2 we did with the
yourself.
bucket
I'm not
last
asking
night.
For me, I'm asking. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one.
I'll do that one
this, to reach out
next.
to her.
Let's go ahead
If
and
you can
actually
truly
pick up the
place
phone. I think this should be like the one for the apartment. Yeah.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry. to
And I remember why I hate
I'm
this
just
one.
in front of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
I hate mannequins.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point
I mean,
here,
he's
Stanley.
committed to making my life
Trying to
hell.
get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
You stay in that damn corner.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
All right, press R on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
F to pay your respects.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
That's not very nice. I mean,
And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
yeah, I think it's
First,
gonna
he
start
imagined
taking things
that
away.
One day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Kind of like, sound like Kevin in Home Alone.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he
Okay,
wandered
now it's
through
gonna start
this
like making everything
fantasy
disappear.
world,
We're
he
actually
began
turning to the
fill it with
office.
many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Let's see what changes this time.
But there is no
Yep.
answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
And I think it's gonna like.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Because you have to, but
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Question nothing.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Alright, so that got a restart, gave us another restart. And I want to go up there and try to, what's the next one I want to do?
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
I'm trying to think about what to do.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I kind of recall there being something that happens if you step on the lift and get back off.
But eager to get back to business,
I
Stanley
think.
took the first open door on his left.
I believe there is.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Oh, well, look who's got cold feet.
Well, we got some
Sorry
kind
to
of
break
dialogue
it to
here, I
you,
think.
Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it. Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
So basically, it was like that was very similar to like what's called the powerful
All of his
ending.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed.
Which
the
think
memo.
about, we didn't actually get the powerful ending yet either, which is basically the same thing. You just do it while you're on the lift.
When Stanley came to a set of 2
We did it
open
with the
doors,
bucket,
this was
but
the
not
correct
without
way
the
to
bucket.
meeting room, and Stanley
So I'll go ahead and
knew
get that one now
perfectly well.
too.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I mean, I don't think I got the original,
lounge
the
was
normal
sublime,
powerful ending.
a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, he didn't. He did not do such things.
Stanley was so bad at following directions.
All right, wait for the
it's
lift to go
incredible
up
he
and
wasn't
then
fired years
jump
ago.
off or walk off.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his
Okay, we
death.
got the one with the bucket, but
Good
not
job,
that one.
Stanley. Everyone thinks
Okay,
you
so that's
are
the
very
powerful ending.
powerful.
So like we just got like 2 endings right there. Were like really quick to get.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door,
We'll go
I
back
can
up
make
the
it through
lift
them all.
and unplug the phone.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps
Correct,
he wanted
you
to
know,
stop by the employee lounge
We
first,
did that with the
just to
bucket
admire
last
it.
night too, not without.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
At some point, we're gonna actually go back down there, down that too.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking, this is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
Okay, so we
To
go
put
in and
your
we
work
unplug the
aside,
phone.
To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
New phone, who dis?
Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another.
Well, we know that's not what happened
Take
either.
the
He tricked me on that one.
credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Well, no shit.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity
Now
of
he's
the
gonna lecture
situation?
me.
Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Like, I like how I'm just getting lectured here.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice
First off,
would
how
you
the
make?
hell did you forget
Remember
how to
that
read?
unlike here, the
I
real
mean, I know it
world
probably is
makes
possible,
sense,
like,
and
with,
at
like,
no
regression
time
to your
should you
brain
make
and
a
everything,
choice
but...
that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day.
I was about to say, if he
you
actually is
make
like
more
make
than
a
8,
choice to let that alligator eat that tie or whatever, that was the best
finally,
damn choice you can make.
you
That tie
begin
was
to wonder
ugly as
if your
fuck.
choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world. Just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
I think he's gonna take me back to the 2 open doors, but I can't remember.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
So he's taking away my
Imagine the main
choices.
character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Ain't that the truth? Which one of this place is actually like just like a big ass SCP? He literally like close all the doors, make sure I'm on a linear path now, so I can't like get in any mischief.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Okay, we're gonna go left.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to.
Oh, God.
I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Oh, God. It's even worse. I mean, I remember it being like not as bad as this.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious.
I've already done it.
Would have been so perfect.
I literally did it at the start of the first
hard on
stream.
it. I tried so hard to make behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and go left.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly.
It's kind of like how it was last night when I kept on repeating, I kept on going through there.
I'm quite sure
when I had the bucket.
Task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors.
Okay, I'll play nice just because we have to now. It's already broken anyway.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find it. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping inside
that's right, I remember.
Office, Stanley
I remember
was once
now.
again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this.
I remember, like,
until he
it
saw
just
the
completely
door
changes
with
the
a voice receiver
boss's
next to
office
it.
up.
Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Except Stanley doesn't speak.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Except he didn't.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Except I can't take it, because...
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted.
I tried going through the door on the right. You wouldn't let me.
Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Okay, that's... Alright, so that was the, whatever that one was. I think it's called the Not Stanley ending? I can't remember. Okay, what is the other one now that we need to do?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
I said I was going to go downstairs. Now keep in mind, I'm going to like come back through and do some of these with the bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of
So
2
go
open
right.
doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business.
Okay,
Stanley
so we're going to
took
go
the
this way,
first
go
open
left,
door on his
and
left.
go down this thing.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Except he didn't.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right.
Make up your mind.
Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Before I get run over.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
Said I already know all this.
Close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable.
I think what I've heard, I might have to check something else out. Supposedly there's something you can do where you can actually glitch up onto one of the tables and fall down in there.
And this time,
I'll try that later
suppose we don't
too.
wander so far off track, Okay, from the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait. What? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere?
Like, literally multiplied the doors.
Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I think everything like all like loops back around, so.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think there's literally no doors.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything? Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and
That's like how
retrace
the
our
narrator
steps.
just is getting continuously confused more and more.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story?
No, it's basically looks like it came out of the Texas Chainsaw
I
Massacre.
can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Well,
Some
thanks.
people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right.
I like how you can put like a 2 right there
This
for the
time,
adventure
to make
line.
sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that? You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward,
Just this
are we
line is
applying
just
a journey
hilarious.
such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation.
It's
of
like
the
it's all over the place.
nature
The
of
line
life
is just
itself.
full on
Whoa.
drunk.
Hang on, that got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I mean, it sounds like some Monty Python shit.
cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
What fern?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Duly noted.
Wait, what? We're back at the office?
Mm-hmm.
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story is... Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
So I can get us more lost.
People, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
I mean, you made up a whole sequel. Why not?
Mysterious. Oh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
Something about us not wandering around in a square.
Use your imagination.
Or in the same place.
Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Right. I can't remember how much more there is to this ending.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the
Honestly, hurt my eyes
answer is
doing
yes,
this.
then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending?
I mean...
And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination, so I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
I forgot, like, how loud that is. Okay, that was the confusion ending, I think.
All of his co-workers were
I want to go
gone.
back to the mind control facility and try to test that one thing
Stanley
out.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Supposed to be a way you can climb on a table, I think. I don't think I've ever done that before. So we're going to try that out.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
Where's that?
doors,
They had,
he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, I think we go this way. Go back left again.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I mean, he should just let me go on in. Yeah.
Here's the door, just go.
Okay, 'cause like I said, there's supposed to be a way you can actually, like, you know, fall down to the pit. I'm gonna see if I can do that. So I mean, because that's something you're supposed to, I think, be able to do in the first game with like a glitch or something. I can't remember, and it was actually some kind of hidden ending you can get like that.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Wait, hold on. I think I got it. Oh shit.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the Mind Control Facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call
Alright, so I got a new ending.
Bottom of the Mind Control Room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more
Honestly, I didn't know I could know if I actually could climb up on it. It was a bug originally, and I wanted to see if it was still
I'm
possible.
Here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game, with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job.
The hell?
3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been
What the
careful.
hell?
You should have been careful.
Oh my god.
It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. And I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. Railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
Okay, this is kind of
Good
annoying
job,
now.
you did it. Good job, 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 you did it.
Now I'm kind of dreading doing that again with the bucket. Speaking of such, probably would actually be a good time to actually start trying to do something with the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. It takes a lot of humility to carry
Okay, it's time to actually start trying to do more of the
so
bucket stuff. Let's actually go ahead and go back to the mind
Stanley
control thing and do that.
pushed the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Alright, so we already did that.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley
Trying to remember like
and the
what all
bucket
ones I need to do with the
upstairs to
bucket now, because I
boss's
think I've basically
office.
covered the vast majority of the ones from the original game, aside from the one that
Stepping
requires
into
the
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all
Oh, now
along?
he did
Was
that
the
just saying the bucket was
guiding him?
actually the one that...
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
There's actually two things we got to do with the bucket going this way. We got to do the freedom one, and we have to do this one.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the
I don't know if there's
large
actually going to be anything for this.
mind control facility.
Let's see. See what happens if I go down there with the bucket. Hopefully it won't just, you know, repeat.
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over
now
the
they're saying he
railing
tripped.
and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall. Now, what to do next, Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed.
What the hell?
It really wasn't so bad down here, a bit cold.
First off, where'd they find it?
After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis. But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility.
The bed that actually seems like it's a little cozy.
This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket deeply.
Ew.
Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I
Welcome
need
into
to do
this.
what the narrator says. I need
Yeah,
to
so far I've
see
actually
the
found
true
several new
ending.
endings.
This made no sense at all.
I mean, several of them I remember from the old game where I went back and picked up.
As comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will be...
Yeah, honestly, the ones in question actually were from the main game. From the original, for the most part.
Waited for a very long time.
This one was a new one. I've never seen this one before. Of course, they also involved that freaking bucket again. Okay, so we got that one. You fell to the bottom.
This was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Well, that was new. He never said that shit before. All right, come on, bucket.
Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace.
Okay. This time we're actually going to go for the freedom ending.
Compassion. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay. He was just going...
Stepping into
I have to, like, put it in
office,
manually now.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket...
Maybe that he's not actually just going on opening the door. I had to put a code in with the bucket for some reason. Okay. I'm basically just taking like some of the main steps I took at the beginning, and some of the things I did yesterday, but that I did without the bucket. We're doing it with the bucket now. So this one we're actually going to go for the escape ending, well,
large door that read,
or the freedom
Mind
ending.
Control Facility. lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
At least it would be able to hold its weight in tears.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
And there's one more thing I have to do, come this way,
Things
just
does
not
a
going this
bucket want
far
to do
next time.
Or not want to do in the first place? These questions raised.
We're gonna try to do the
furious
escape pod
Stanley's
thing with the
mind.
bucket and see what happens. Maybe. I don't know.
No! He screamed into the
Trying to
bucket.
think.
He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Alright, let's go and actually do the
But
thing
here
where we
was
turned
the
everything
proof.
off this time.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his
I'm going to say I'm
past
actually,
began to
if I'm
sink in,
showing I'm actually kind of
Stanley
like,
decided that this machinery
like,
would
not, it's not
never
really
again
I'm
exert
bored or
its
whatever, of
terrible
course. Just like if I'm,
power over
I mean, I'm
another human
kind of feeling
life.
tired, so reading my eyes
For
kind of like
he
seem
and
like
the
they're kind of like, you know,
bucket
trailing
would
off a little bit. Alright, so this one should be a new ending possibly as well. I did this one with the bucket. Yeah.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it.
Plus side to it, I'm finding plenty new endings.
Their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
What?
Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one
Okay.
they lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to...
Hey, what the hell?
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped?
Okay, this is
Was
different.
Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty. Until
Oh, boy.
finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket.
I would,
Go to any
if
lengths.
I was surprised he didn't throw it over the thing.
No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as
I would
have
lose my
bucket
shit.
with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I?
Turning in darkness, my
Stanley
foot.
hoped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Okay, let's do escape pod now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a Stanley's bucket. The only co-worker he would ever truly need. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I don't remember here. All right, yeah, we'll go and go right
Still
back
no
out.
one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find out. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping in.
Okay, now that this should like give us the Let us get the escape pod ending. Should be about there. Yeah, here it is. Let's see if anything changes with this one now that we got the bucket, which it definitely should. It's gonna be a bit of a slog to get upstairs again this time. With 5 more floors to go. Alright, almost there. Alright, here we go. Okay, let's see like if anything is different for it this time. And it should be, since we got the bucket with us and they allow us to take it. Okay, so he's putting the bucket in the thing apparently. The heck? What is this game? Alright, so the next one we're gonna try with the bucket, I think. Cold feet, maybe.
His co-workers were gone. What could
I
it
think
mean?
it would be either cold
Stanley
feet or
decided
the
to go
vent
to the
one.
meeting
Oh, the
room.
bucket's
Perhaps
gone.
he'd simply
Oh
missed the
shit.
memo.
Oh boy. I got rid of the bucket. I don't know if I can get the other endings now. Oh no. Okay, this kind of sucks. Jesus, I think I might have screwed up. Please, like, no, hold on. Please tell me that I didn't get rid of the bucket. Oh, okay.
All of his co-workers
There it
were
is.
gone. What could it mean?
That could have been bad. That could have been.
And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
Fuck you. I didn't lose it. I let it go. God dang it. I just got dissed. Okay, so we got escape pod, we got freedom, I can't remember, did we do the confusion one?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct
Let's
way to
try
measure
actually
it.
doing the
But
confusion
Stanley
one
had
with
felt
this.
The bucket calling to him, telling him that the
Actually, let's do
employee
cold feet
lounge
first, since
was
we're going that
simply
way
the
anyway.
place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Let's do cold feet with it real quick.
Said the bucket.
And there's the
Don't
vent
go
down
to
there
the
too, I just thought
meeting
about
room.
that.
Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Well, from here, it looks like... But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket.
Okay, so that's the new version of Cold Feet.
So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Okay, so now we're gonna go and do the vent one.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Is Stanley, without the bucket, really Stanley at all? No, surely not. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to
Okay,
the meeting.
we're gonna do the vent
Stanley
one
had
now.
felt the bucket
But I did it
calling to
without
him,
the bucket before,
telling
now we're gonna do
him
it with.
that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
I mean, they closed it off. How do... Oh, hold on. That was weird. So I did this one without the bucket. And if anything, it was about the bucket, so I'm curious.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the
Okay, this sounds like it's going exactly the same way as the other
when I
one.
set it down, it doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure?
Yeah, this one sounds very similar to the previous version. I guess this one didn't change.
I can monetize it. Yes.
I'm still gonna watch this to make sure.
It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
Okay, so that one didn't change. That might be the whole thing with those boxes right there. I probably wasn't supposed to go back down there. Okay, so that one was no different unless they're about to... Okay, that was literally no different.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I
Okay,
need.
what was it?
If
The
I can make it
confusion
through
one.
this door, I can make it through them all. As Stanley lifted his bucket, he felt a connection to all buckets everywhere. This adventure, he decided, was for all of them. Stanley clutched the bucket.
All right, we gotta go
tightly
right.
to his chest.
I think.
And this was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the
Okay,
two
we're
of
gonna go
them
down here.
detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Can't remember if I actually went down and did this one or not. It's the last one I can think of, so... I might actually kind of like do a recap and just look it up online and see if there's anything else I missed.
I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place.
What the hell?
eventually.
Okay, I definitely ain't seen this one. What the fuck? The broom closet's here too. Y'all thought of everything.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket.
Even the
you're
adventure
carrying
lines
around
here.
everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original
Oh my
Stanley
God, they're doing an
Parable.
intervention.
It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the adventure line and the broom closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the adventure line? We could make the adventure line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Oh God, not again.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
That wasn't a joke. That wasn't even funny.
It's
Ass.
as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't
The
you
bucket?
get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Oh jeez.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
Apparently he can
Can you guess
communicate.
what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket.
Am I actually
and
about to
then pop
destroy
into
it?
The machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know
won't
what
do
the
it.
Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular
Stanley won't throw it
personality
in.
trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game
Oh, it's
can
about to
you even
break.
say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer
Oh, boy.
until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Ow, my ear. Well, I think I died again.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Okay, honestly, it just kind of feels like,
All of his co-workers
I don't know.
were
I can't think of
What
anything
could it
else to
mean?
do.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting.
I'm gonna actually look it up real quick just to make sure. Normally I wouldn't do this, but I just kind of want to see if there might be anything I missed. I mean, I'm just gonna look it up and see, like, you know, if there's anything that stands out. But I'm not. I mean, I'm kind of cheat sheeting. Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing game. I mean, no doubt about it. I mean, and the updates to this is absolutely, you know, amazing. You know, they did so good with it. All right, let's see here. I'm trying to make sure here. All right. Looking through the list just to kind of see. All right, 19 and 24. Big broom closet, countdown, freedom, we got heaven, we got Mariella, escape pod, museum. Okay, we got the apartment ending. The art ending is the only one that we haven't got because that's the one that requires me to actually play that game with the baby. Where I have to like push the button to keep from going to fire. I'd keep like the baby frame thing or the little pop up from going to fire. I had to like play that nonstop for like 4 hours. So I definitely ain't doing that on stream. So we didn't get that one, but only because it's convoluted in getting it. I got Cold Feet. I got Confusion. I got Games. I got the Not Stanley. I got Powerful. I got Zending yesterday. I got Coward. I got Out the Window. I got... Well, the serious ending says right here it's not available in Ultra Deluxe. Alright, so that one's out. Hold up. There's actually one right here.
Room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
426, huh? Yeah, that's right. I remember this one. Yeah. Okay, we got the whiteboard ending. And dog mode. Okay, well, we got that one too. Okay, I just kind of looked it up to make sure, because I remember I was trying to figure out the whiteboard ending. I thought we had like the requisites to get that one. Okay, so outside of one, we got all the endings outside of one of them and like two of them. One is still in this, but it's convoluted to get, and the other one, which basically is no longer available in this one. We got all the initial endings. So what about the new content? Okay, we got the Memory Zone. We got the Stanley Parable 2 ending, I think. Obviously, because they changed everything up. We did Bottom of the Mind Control. We did Elevator. We did the Vent. Alright, let me see here. It says right here there's one more with the epilogue. You need to fully restart Ultra Deluxe itself until you're no longer receiving dialogue from the mysterious person who really likes sliders. Okay, so there's actually one more thing. There's the actual epilogue, but for us to do that, I have to close out the game and restart it until like we get no more dialogue from him. All right, so this is gonna be a little bit of a I don't know how many times I got to do this, but I know I kind of cheated right there trying to. But I want to make sure I got everything. And thankfully, the good news is we got everything except for 2 endings. Going by this, there's only 2 endings we don't have, which again is the one where I have to like play the game, like play that one thing. I think it was called the art ending, which I already knew about this one. That's like the only one I didn't get from the original one, where you have to like play this thing nonstop. Well, that one and the serious ending. The serious one was where I had to use like a cheat code or whatever, and I never got those 2. But the art one or whatever it's called is the one where basically you have to like do this little mini game nonstop. It's on the way to the game's ending. You go through like the blue door multiple times, and you have to like do this thing where you have to keep like this this wooden cardboard or this cardboard thing of a baby from going into a fire, and you have to like play this thing like nonstop I think for like 4 hours. So obviously I'm not really bothering with that one. So it's saying, so basically going by this thing right here we're about to do here is gonna be the last ending. So we're going to go ahead and actually work with it now. Whatever. I mean, it's kind of bittersweet because going by this is saying that we're basically done almost. So I remember like previously the mysterious person said they had like they're going to have new sliders for me. Freeze just a slider until the computer is very visible. Okay. He said he was going to have like some new sliders. Dogs or cats or friends. Number 5 becomes number 9. He said he did say he was gonna have like some new sliders. So this is hilarious. So you stop adjusting the slider. Akiboinkle. Scumtish. I kind of like Scumtish. Is the time that it is right now the correct time? Yes. What time is what is time anyway? Yes. Is there anything about your stuff that you haven't told me? No. Help. Yes. Will you come back to visit me? Yes. Alright. Now we gotta do this one more time. We have to do this until, like, apparently he no longer speaks, and then we'll get an epilogue. I already got, it said we need to get the collectibles in, and we got that one as well. What time is it? Oh my god! Does anyone really truly know? Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, I've just all the game settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? Just what I do, like a day job. And now, the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I'll collect all the data on you that I can. I still don't really know you. And you don't know me. Neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Video games were meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? That's made the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. Still one more setting that you need to adjust, but it may just take a little time before I'm ready for that. Not really in my job description, but that's okay. But see me again, if you can find me. Talk soon. It's kind of sad. Got the epilogue. Okay. Yeah, it got a little dark. So this is this is the last thing. Many years later. Oh god, back to this again? This is literally where I went in the ending where, like, I kept skipping the narrator. It's the same exact area. What the heck's a decimal? Oh, gotta hurt my eyes. Okay, I just don't know what the hell's going on here, but pretty sure we'll figure it out soon. As soon as we go towards the sun. Looks to me like we're going right back to the office. This I think we're actually exited out from. And that's like the memories thing. Wait, there's a time cap. Wait a minute. The bucket. I got my bucket back. That's hilarious. The fact that the bucket survived all this time. Which, I mean, it's not even really corroded or anything. In loving memory, Stanley. Oh, okay, this is actually getting kind of sad. Like so many, I enjoy my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointed I am with its sequel. With the first game team with originality, the Stanley Parable 2 is dull, inspiring, and often resulting in its fan base. Rather than expand on what made God Archive 2027 made the first game enjoyable, the sequel veers off. I was about to say, I know it ain't the 27th. So I think the concept that like the 27th thing was like when this released, so basically they're actually kind of like really treating this as a Stanley Parable 2. Not resulting in insult to its fan base. Rather than expand on what made the first game enjoyable, the sequel veers off into other territory nobody asked for. An infinitely deep hole? Who cares? Where are the new endings? What about enjoying bits from the Stanley Parable 1 like the adventure line? Instead, we get uninspired side quests collecting figurines. Even this diversion feels incomplete. Collecting all the figurines gives you nothing. I must say that I found the bucket to be quite comforting. Welcome reprieve from... Like, the way this game just makes fun of itself is beautiful. Stanley Parable developers, no more spin-offs, no more sequels. When Stanley Parable launched a massive success in 2013, its creators made plans to build the property into an entire franchise, but a disastrous critical and commercial reception to the Stanley Parable 2 has prompted the developers to rethink their ambitions. As outlined in a press release they published today, it's clear that more Stanley Parable is just not what the fans want. Reads the press release. We thought that we had a vision of the series that players would be excited about, yet it turns out this could not have been further from the truth. The press release goes on to promise to preserve artistic integrity of the original game and to stop assaulting fans while recklessly insulting creative visions. The word sorry appears more than 25 times in the press release. Let's see, we gotta go this way now, I think. And all the gym buttons. Gym. The gym button. What?
Stanley.
He did one named after Stanley. Aww. And there's Stanley's figures. What's this? Hello again. It's nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense. Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise to the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. If people hate it, who cares? You see, that was an outrageous problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make a mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard, in fact. Let me show you. Together we're going to make the Stanley Parable 3. Simple. All we do is change the number in the game's title screen. We also really need a really dumb subtitle for the game. Something loud and gaudy. Go ahead. Try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. I got so many I could do right here. The Stanley Parable 3 Deadly Boyfriends. Oh my god. Grilled Boyfriend. Stanley Parable 3 Grilled Boyfriends. Alright. The Stanley Parable 3, Part 5, Boyfriends. All right. No, we're gonna go with yeah, there we go. Fuck it, that was the first one. We're gonna go with the Stanley Parable 3, Deadly Boyfriends. Hell, what is this? Stanley Parable 3, Deadly Boyfriends. It's absurd and I love it. Every time you start the game, you'll advance never the single by one, and then we'll pick up a new subtitle. That way the Stanley Parable will never end. Nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It'll just be the same content, recycled again and again and again, with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we move forward with this plan? I like it, but I want you to have a say in it. Good, then it's agreed. A new sequel every time you start the game. You know what? Since you've been put faith in my idea, I feel like giving you something as well. You see, I've noticed in the narrator never found a way to give you the broken achievement, did he? Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's been bothering me. Let's fix it. Alright, there. The achievement machine is all fixed. You see, I'm on your side. We're in this together. We're going to keep this train rolling. Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spiral on itself forever. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Great. There's only one last thing we need to do. 10:48. Oops. Oh, it's 49 now. Please decide until the computer is barely visible. Thank you. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. Wait a minute. The Stanley Parable 3. Deadly Boyfriends. Oh, I'm so screen capping this. Just when you thought that your boyfriends couldn't get deadlier, came Stanley Parable 3, Deadly Boyfriends. Okay, let me stop.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
While making sure that the other
Orders came
426
through a
deadly
monitor.
boyfriends stayed in check.
What buttons to push, how long to...
I mean, please. Sequels now pause. Dang, I was hoping it was gonna be there.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Is this literally it?
What could it mean?
I mean, or
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed. What new mysteries lay in store for our bucket-loving heroes today? Let's find out.
see, now this
Oh,
opened up this time.
New content? What does that mean? New content.
I'm trying to like, cause I don't know, is it over? Or is there anything else?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
I'm checking something real quick just to see if that actually was it.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
I'm just making sure that was all of it because I don't know.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I'm trying to see here. I'm trying to just make sure that it actually is, that we actually completed it. Okay, so that's basically it, apparently. I guess it's over. I don't know. I actually need to check one more thing just to be sure. But I mean, going by this, it seems like that was actually it. And we're now playing the Stanley Parable 3, Deadly Boyfriends. You know, because there's like so much new content to this. That we got to like unearth. I'm just trying to make sure that we actually did properly complete the epilogue ending, fully. It's just, and I would laugh if by chance like when the actual game did come out, by some freaking miracle we got Stanley Parable 3 and it literally was called that, or they went through and actually had it where you could like name it. So if they actually ever did the official Stanley Parable 3, because I still say it's Stanley Parable 2. That's basically what they were trying to like play it off as. Even though it was an expansion, it really did come off as like a full sequel. So you actually go back through, play the original game, and then see all this new content. A lot of like the endings were basically you just had to have a bucket in your hand to get them, but still, even with just the bucket, changed up so much. And it's just like how fourth wall breaking this ending was. I'm trying to see here. I just want to make sure that we did everything. I think we did. I restarted the game. Okay, it's not really showing. I guess that's actually all of it. I mean, everything is pointing to the fact it seems like this actually was the end. So overall, Rogues, we have pretty much completed the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. So we did it in only 2 streams. Obviously, the only things that really haven't been done is I didn't go in and do like the art ending, whatever it's called, where I had like, you know, play nonstop for 4 hours just doing this one particular sequence, which would have been very monotonous, very repetitive. I never even actually did it on the original Stanley Parable. Supposedly there's actually a way you can do it where you know, because you have to basically keep pushing a button over and over again, Stanley style more or less, or clicking a mouse where to basically keep this like I said, this cardboard baby from going to a fire. I think they added like a little dog like later on, like an actual cardboard dog. You have to keep both of them like, you know, from, you know, being destroyed, and that gives you the art ending. But obviously that would be very convoluted, like simple in concept, but it would be very tedious. It would like, and I don't really want to do like a 4-hour long stream of just me just trying to go for that achievement, that ending. And again, the other one is no longer available in this one. It was available in the previous one. There was like a code you could put in. It was what was called a serious ending, where then a narrator would put you in a room and basically lecture you on the fact that you cheated to get an ending. But overall, other than that, I'd say we're finished with this. I'll even like put on the thing that I mean, completed. Like I would like probably put on my website like in the a list of games I've completed. I would probably even actually maybe put in there that I didn't get like the those 2 endings, or I may just not even say. I'll just say like Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe is completed, or like at least go through and just say like what endings I got or how many of them, and kind of explain like short detail why I didn't get like 2 of the endings. I don't know, or basically all except 1 ending, because I'll say probably say the one remaining ending would took like, you know, would have been like way too complex to do on stream. I don't know. I'll figure out how to do that. But anyways, with that being said, guys, we're basically done with this. I mean, it was only like 2 hours. It didn't take me like 3 hours to get this, but basically there's really like nothing else to do for this. So starting next week, I'm going to be going back just doing like 1 stream a day, just doing like, you know, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which is of course going to be easier on me, because just like, you know, taking time like doing like 2 streams a day these past 2 days kind of like definitely took a lot out of me. You might have saw I was trying my damnedest not to drift off during this stream. I was kind of like, you know, my eyes were getting a little bit heavy. So I'm actually kind of like more awake now. But I'm still going to probably give me a little bit of rest before I go to the gym. But anyways, that being said, I want to say thanks to everyone who came out for this, everyone who hung out with me while I was playing through this. Because, I mean, if you haven't played this, definitely do so. And if you haven't played the original, go back and, like, you know, maybe get the original. And if you enjoy that one, you can go ahead and just, like, you know, upgrade to, like, you know, this version later. But, I mean, one of the main pluses of this is that the original, I think, was only available on PC. I can't remember what all consoles, what all this is available on, but I know this is available on the Nintendo Switch. I think it's available on other consoles. So this was in the sense of the original was only available on PC, and this one is actually available on consoles. So you got like more, more choices, pun intended, considering all the choices in Stanley Parable, of what platform you want to get it on to play it. But it's a phenomenal game. Definitely, I think, was worthy of not just being not really being called Ultra Deluxe, but actually being called the Stanley Parable 2. Just because of how much they add in. You got to think about the fact that obviously they bought like the narrator back in to do a lot more voiceovers. So a lot of work went into this, and it was definitely worth the wait. So anyways, I don't know what the plans are going to be for tomorrow, for Saturday. I don't know exactly what I'll be doing. If I can get some people together for some multiplayer stuff, that'll happen. But other than that, I'll obviously be updating, on Twitter and such what the plans will be. But the main thing, of course, I know is definitely set in stone is that Sunday will be the next Dungeons and Dragons session, which will also be my first one for this Twitch channel. For those who don't know, I have like this whole ongoing campaign. It's my very first Dungeons and Dragons campaign. I've explained in previous streams. But for those who don't know, I'm currently at episode 13. We're at episode 13 in it. It's my first Dungeons and Dragons campaign. It's about my chaotic good wood elf rogue named Buster Blake. And the campaign is actually called The Adventure of Buster Blake. And every Sunday, or we try to, like, every weekend, me and my friend Dave and a friend I met through him, Matt, who has a character that has run through the campaign with me now. Originally it was just Buster as the only player character, but Matt was bought in to kind of give like a little more to the story. It's definitely been an enjoyable experience with just having him in with his character Yoon. So we'll be doing that Sunday. Like I said, it'll be my very first stream on Twitch for it. I streamed everything originally, the D&D stuff. It started on Glimish, and I did some on Trovo, and then it was just for YouTube, because I was originally just posting everything on YouTube after we finished streaming it, and now it's basically to where I stream it directly to YouTube, and also, like I said, it'll be my first Twitch stream of it, my first Dungeons & Dragons Twitch stream. So that's something for you guys to of course, check out as well. So anyways, enough rambling. I'm going to go ahead and call it on the stream here. Like I said, Saturday, if anything's planned, I'll announce on Twitter. But if nothing is actually planned, I'm going to take the time tomorrow to maybe kind of recharge a little bit. And also, I really am considering trying to work on getting like a new intermission screen. Just kind of show this right here. So I do. Like, obviously, I kind of like my intermission screen, but I really think that this could actually, like some work could be done on this. So I might actually take some time to actually kind of like put something new together. We'll see how things go. But with that being said, Rogues, much love. Thank you guys for coming out. And I'll see you guys next stream either tomorrow or Saturday. So take care. I'll catch you soon. Thank you for watching the stream. If you like my content and want to see more, be sure to follow me and hit that notification bell. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram, as well as join my Guilded server. I also have a hover page where you can find clips from my live streams. If you're an aspiring streamer, my website contains a collection of over a dozen completely free text guides to help you out. Sections dedicated to proper networking, the importance of channel panels, handling dead air, and many other topics. You can find a link to my website in my bio. See you guys next time.